Welcome to today's continuation of SteamWorld Heist 2. This is our first run of the game. It is on veteran difficulty, and I believe this is video segment 12. It's been a pretty long adventure so far. The original SteamWorld Heist, I think, usually takes me about a quick 20 hours to run through. It's a very brisk tactics game, and that's to 100%. And this has been more than double that at this stage. We find ourselves here in World 5, East Caribbean, where we are fairly far along. We've just unlocked the doors that are behind 18 out of 26, I think. And so we had a couple of extra items to pick up, and we've picked up a few of them already. Some of these we already have. Repair Kit 3 is something that we don't have, and we can sell some loot to grab it if we wish, because it is an upgrade on the 4-point repair we have currently. And engine speed is always pretty good combat-wise. But other than that, yeah, we did already pick up the infinite sidearms from this shop over here. We've got quite a few fragments to spend. And where's that 26 out of 26 door? Here it is. Yeah, so we've got 18 out of 26. There's going to be a party-wide bonus for the zone clear when we get it, and we already have all 8 stars accounted for on the map. We've also encountered these characters here who unlock the way to the Lord Admiral, who is the zone boss. We've encountered him briefly once before. Now, whether I can fight him right away, I'm not exactly sure, because we've actually skipped a little bit ahead in the story sequence here, and it's entirely possible that we might be story locked out of it. It tells me that we've unlocked a way to the Lord Admiral over here. But we don't know that for a fact, because technically the quest waypoints are telling me to come here first. And of course we still have this very suspicious location over here that I'm fairly certain is something to do with the final boss or final sequence of the game, as well as this little whirlpool and hat shop over here that we have not done anything with yet or encountered. Of course, it's partly because we haven't broken any of these rocks, so we don't know what the passage there looks like exactly. But possibly it's some kind of big teleport that will take us there eventually. Anyway, so currently 18 out of 26 in this zone. We've got 4 stars to do here, 4 stars to do here. We have 9 characters, so we can take parties of 3 to each one and still have 3 left over. And so we should figure out which one we want to do. Sub upgrades are great. Fragments are also, I think, more immediately useful, because we have lots and lots of character upgrades to get through. Currently, we have the party-wide upgrade for 1 health. That is going to be a good idea eventually, but we might want to prioritize some of the characters first. And we'll see if we blow up any ships for more fragments before we get into a map and start to upgrade them. So we'll pick them according to who we're actually taking into battle with us, I think, but there are a few that do stand out as particularly appealing. Notably, the free sneak strike is a big deal. The thing that allows Tristan to shoot and then move or use an item afterwards is a pretty big deal as well. And yeah, you got a bit of a splash here from Judy's attack ability. A lot of these are quite good generally, to be honest. And so yeah, this kind of requires you to play Crowbar up close. We've actually been playing Crowbar as a sniper in the last map at least. So we'll see what we do with some of these. But we'll spend on probably at least 1. Let's see how much cash we'll have to work with when we get to the map though. So I'm thinking we'll do the fragment map first, since we're pretty well kitted out with a submarine currently. And we'll pick the 3 party members and configure them when we get there, and probably take entirely too long to do it. So yeah, lots of bounty down here as well, of course, eventually. Now we do need to fight through everything again, since we just reset the day. And the combat in this zone does get a little bit more intense, so let's just get warmed up and do it again, perhaps, if we encounter anything. Or maybe we'll encounter not a whole lot. Yeah. Oh, yeah, those have a bit of a seeker effect to them, so do need to dodge. And that up took a little bit of chip damage there. Put our shield down. But yeah, with the quad torpedoes and the damage increase on them, we're doing very well for ourselves. No fragments there, though. So we'll have enough fragments to get 2 character upgrades depending on who we take. Let's not forget to do it, though. Scrap recruits. These young bots will head out to persecute Steam bots all over the shard. I feel like we're going to have fairly lightweight enemies. The recruits might actually be the ones who they get out onto the field and then they start to put on their uniforms and power up once they get out. We've encountered some of them before. I think those are the recruits in this Navy-themed zone. And so we should think about splash. We should think about clearing lots and lots of small troops at once and multiple attacks if we can. And we should also think about leveling up a couple of base classes up to 5, because we're pretty close to that with several characters at this point. And it does make a certain degree of sense. So one of the brawlers might be a good idea here because we have that extra attack with a sidearm. And then, yeah, the engineer with the... We've got the engineer almost at level 5. I think we will take him for sure, because then we can have this setup that we already have with a tri-shooter, which has been working fairly well. We've also got to put a hat back on him. Elite Swordsman, sure, why not? And so yeah, we currently haven't built up pretty heavily for heals, but previously I had built a tri-shooter with a damage increase as well. So each shot would benefit from that. So we might actually do that. I don't know if we necessarily want the Super Aura booster to take up a slot then. Yeah, I guess in lieu of the regeneration field, let's put on the damage increase. And let me just make sure we've sorted this here. Titanium casings. We previously had that on a melee character because it benefits both the melee attack and a shot, but we've got it on a triple shot here, and that's even better, I think. We'll figure out the cogs in a bit. I think the existing setup is probably fine. We could use focus, perhaps, but I don't know that we have 3 points that we want to take off necessarily just for that. However, well, yeah, removes friendly fire. Maybe we do want that, or we take a boomer in with us. If not, though, we'll probably take some of these and put in focus instead. Let's leave that for the moment. And then, yeah, Tri-Shooter is just tier 4, but it's a very, very good tier 4, so we'll take him in with us for now. In terms of any multiple attacks, it does make sense to take a Reaper with us, if we can get her in position. And, well, let's see here. Because Poe here with the squarer does have the double shot, which is very, very significant, and is almost at flanker 5, which is also pretty important to keep in mind. I think we would also switch Poe over to the infinite sidearm, but let's take a moment to look at this. So we can keep her on Brawler with a Spartan, and that matter... The double down is better for rushing down big bosses, though, so... I think we'll actually maybe go with Cornelius to get him up to Brawler 5. I'm just taking a look at who else is close to a full level up here. Engineer almost there, Brawler almost there. Flanker, most of the way, but probably wouldn't make it over the line this time. And then the question is, do we want to play absolutely everybody kind of up close? And yeah, we don't really have anybody above level 3 for Reaper right now, which is also a significant consideration. And that she's close, but we generally have her on Sniper as the main class. I think we will take her as a Reaper. because the quick kills could actually be good. So siphoning crossbow, we'll actually turn this into the precision scope, I think. And the cooler unit for the cooldown on some of the things like perfect aim, which is always very, very important. So yeah, we'll take Daisy. We will take Tristan. And we will take Cornelius, I think. With the... do we want standard hammer or do we want the armor? We want to save the armor for the other brawler this cycle. Not necessarily. Let's take him up front with that. Speed boots are good. We can probably even switch him over to armor 4 if we really want. And then we had him on portable rocket previously. We might have a better thing to build him with. Oh yes, we should have fireproofing on at least one of these characters. He's going to be up front. He probably does need it. So yeah, we'll take it off Chimney for the time being. We can always replace some of these later. So yeah, we actually only have fireproofing on one of them right now, but that's potentially okay. Okay, let's make sure we have a good configuration on him as well. Currently we have on Brawler, Boom Boom, and yeah, we've kind of spent all our points here. Amped up is always good, in case we want to bunch the characters together. I think we'll probably just stay with this, more or less. Even if, you know, we're not necessarily tucking him behind cover very much. It may actually make sense, depending on the doors here, to, instead of fortify, because it's a melee attacker, he's not going to be behind cover very often, put greased up on him instead. And then kind of take point with him to open doors. And I think that'll work. And just making sure we don't have anything else that we're overlooking here. Yeah, we've got reinforced plating on both of them, basically. And because she's going to be way up front, he's a little weak physically right now, like in terms of 12 HP without additional defense. That is maybe a slight concern, but let's see, does he have guts on or something, or... Oh no, he doesn't have guts from Brawler. Okay. Well, we'll just need to be careful with him. And, yeah, ideally get him up to 5. He's got heals all over, so as long as we're quick. Okay, now let's not forget to plug in some of the abilities that we want. We'll definitely get Believe It. And Studious decreases by a minimum of 1. So how many do we save on this round? We save 3 points here, basically. So we'd have an additional 3 points for Smoke Bomb and Reticle Eyes. I'm wondering if we want to maybe save that. Then we spend 15 and 12 this turn. It spends 25. That leaves us 8. If we get another 7 off of this, then we get another unit ability. And so we would get the HP upgrade first. Perhaps. Just to tick that box. And then we'll get the upgrade on Tristan. We know at some point that we're going to have at least one more sub upgrade. And I think there's one more party member we haven't recruited. So there's at least one zone that is going to give us that increase that we haven't found yet. It might be the one up north. It might also be some additional zone past this point. Given that Lord Admiral doesn't quite seem like the final boss, it seems like he's kind of the gatekeeper before that, potentially. Okay, so let's not forget to get Tristan's ability up and running. So Believe It. Let's remember that these are not free abilities, it just allows him to shoot out of order. And potentially escape. Which actually is an argument to put focus on him, now that I think about it. Because if he's shooting first and he's still able to move, then it actually is a pretty good reason to go with focus. We don't have grenades coming in, so we can take that off. Take the cover off. And we want to keep the aim. Well, I have to take one of these off. I like movement on him simply because, you know, it's good for heals and the like, but sidestep gets you out of trouble. So let me see. Yeah, because he's got movement 9 right now, it would decrease to 8 if we take that point off, which is standard for much of the party. Yeah. I don't want to take one of the aim-related ones off. So let's see what we can do without... Does he have anything on cooldown currently? Because it may make sense to just remove the cooldown thing. Yeah, he does. He's got perfect aim on cooldown, which is important. I mean, it's really only perfect aim, but perfect aim once every 2 turns is a big deal, so I don't want to take that off. Let's take off the movement. Yeah, let's put focus on him. Don't know how much that'll affect our positioning here, but I think we'll be in good shape. So, all right, let's take these 3, and it'll be Daisy, Tristan, Cornelius. And we'll try to get them leveled up. Oh, I might even want Daisy to have one of the XP abilities. Maybe instead of the cooldown bonus, actually. Cooldown bonus on her is great, but maybe not as critical. Like, yeah, it would give us cooldowns on, you know, War Cry and Rage and so on, but I think with so many abilities we could afford to do without. Let's actually get XP on her. Just to try to get that Reaper level 4 going. And we can regret it later. And yeah, so we'll want aim for short because of the difficulty of running crossbow. And let's get started. Cornelius, Tristan, Daisy, go. Also, I see my sound has kind of died on me. Let's, before we do anything, just fix that up. Give me one moment. And we'll repair that in a jiffy. Sometimes a bit of an issue at the beginning of the stream. Hopefully it won't happen too much to us today. Okay, sound should be back. Hopefully it stays. And diesel bots are sent here early in life to be schooled in the oppressive ways of the Navy. But yeah, I think it's probably going to be those doddering little delinquents who put on their uniforms after return. I had to guess. We don't really have long-range snipers in this one, so when they spawn points might be a little far. That's the one thing that I'm a bit concerned about. I'll show them how to be too cool for school. Okay, Cornelius takes point because he's got the aura bonus, so let's grab him. And yeah, it's these guys. We've got explosive barrels everywhere. I think we'll do just fine. Let's get Tristan up here, and he can just shoot, shoot, and shoot. With 3 shots. And then Daisy can arc the next shot after that. Oh, actually, we don't want Daisy to shoot it back because the crossbow isn't going to arc very well with no wall deflection. But it could hit the barrel, potentially. Let's see. Yeah, because she would have to try to hit the barrel. I think it's better to get her to take out early enemies instead. So let's take her up here. And in fact, because she's got the hunter's mark on this one, we'll take out this one first. To get an additional attack. Do we have any more hunter's marks? No, not really. Yeah, she's not going to be able to reach that one in the back, which is fine because that's why we'll use our other character instead. Unless, of course, she can hit the barrel, which is just a little out. And then, possibly we'll get a good deflection shot off of Tristan here. Might have to come over here actually and do kind of a long shot. That deflects. Unless we can get a ceiling deflection to the barrel, which is maybe ideal. Let's just run him over. And we'll definitely want to perfect aim this, I think. Don't want to guess. Yeah, actually this is great. And then we'll cancel out. And we'll get Cornelius over here to get the buff on the next door opening that we're doing. So that'll be nice and quick. Daisy should actually come down here for the buff first, and then he opens the door. But then she won't be able to shoot him immediately, so yeah, no, let's just get him to open. Lots of these guys. Oh, we'll do just fine. So Daisy is going to be the one with the most range-related issues. Does she have the Hunter's Mark in view? It's not one that she will reach. So she's going to pot the first two. And then we'll get Tristan to run up and hit 3 more. And he should be able to, even without perfect aim necessarily. So let's get Daisy up here. Then, also, what else do we have? We have stun gun. Stun gun, if you crit with it, will also hit just fine. Yeah, we'll actually pot this one up here. It's a little out of reach, so it makes sense to do it that way, and then we'll take this one out. Yeah, we won't be able to hit the one up top, so... Okay. Tristan's going to come up to this position and knock out these 3, but before we do that, maybe we should go Cornelius up here. He can sidearm, reposition, and hit the other one, so we'll clear out this room in no time at all. So Tristan's going to come up here. And then, yeah, sound's dead already. Hang on, we really need to fix this. Just give me one moment. One of those streams, I guess, where gonna bug out on us like crazy. Let me just do a couple of fixes here and we'll try to get things back in order. Should be much better now. Okay. Let's actually blast him with volume this time. Fires 3 times. Yeah, a little bit of sway on this, but 1 there. 2 there with a bit of a back deflection because we were slightly over the head. That gives us a hat though, so works for me. This one, can we just deflect to it? It might be easier. Maybe I can pot him. Oh, there's a miss. That's too bad. That's fine. We will sidearm and punch around a little bit. Sidearm the one below and then punch the one above. I think is probably best. So let's get up here. Yeah, too bad about that miss. Would have been easier to hit the one up here, in fact, with that deflection. So it'll come over here and then melee this one. And then he should stand at a door. So this one's going to suit up. That's okay. Yeah, 8 plus 2, that's why we take them out immediately whenever we can. We'll be able to break him just fine, I think. 3 shots with him. I kind of feel like we want to go Daisy and then we'll get a bit of a buff over here. I don't know if that's a good angle for the crossbow, that's the only thing. We can try it. Actually, maybe stand below slightly. And then, yeah, that's a much better arc. Then, she doesn't even need the secondary. That's playing pretty aggressively here, but we can do 3 shots with Tristan. With a bit of a buff here, no less. And just take out everything we can. And yeah, just like that. Cornelius can just melee this one, and then, you know, we could crack open more doors this turn. It just wouldn't be a good idea, that's all. So, yeah, do we have a... Yeah, we had a hat here. I don't know, that's a new one, though. Okay, let's get over here and just slap this guy. Absolutely no problem. And we'll shift him one to the left. Oh, we got a loot bag here. I didn't even see that. We'll get that. Oh, just out of range for her. That's fine. Let's maybe crack this open first. Yeah. We captured 9. I actually just realized there was actually a timer on this mission to bust open as much as we can, as quickly as we can. So there is a bit of an incentive here to push nice and hard to get all the recruits down. So we'll do that. Let's see. The explosive here is obviously going to be good. I think we should maybe shoot that first to see how many we can blow. And then, you know, possibly even do some kind of deflection from there. So we should actually have... Oh, it's not going to be within aura here. Kristen stands maybe here. I don't want to get blown up, that's the only thing. So let's stand over here by the entrance. So yeah, we could actually hit both barrels. Potentially. Might even get a decent deflection. Let's actually perfect aim this one. Because if we can actually maybe get a whole bunch of deflections going. So that guy's down, which means that we can finally hit this barrel as well. We can deflect towards it, that's even better. And then, yeah, we've got such a long deflection that we might even be able to hit one in the back, but can't quite get the angle, so we'll hit this one instead. Okay. Great. And then Daisy could even pop the other door this turn if she wanted. Yeah, we don't want to spawn too many on the map at once because they will suit up before we're ready for them. So it makes sense actually for Cornelius to maybe go down here and then sidearm to the right if we can get a nice shot. And then that'll give him a free move down to a loot bag, and he actually still has, I think, a move after that because he's only expended 1 point. So, Verdago coming in with a party of 2. Thank you for dropping by. Verdago's been playing the 1,000-Year Door, but has also been playing the SteamWorld Heist previously as a SteamWorld superfan who's dropped by for many of our streams here, so thank you for coming along. We've just got started today, and we're doing decently well, as long as we get out of here in 9 turns. Okay, Cornelius has got to go back to a door. I think it's... we could pop left next turn. It might be better... This might be treasure, to be honest. Might be better to pop to this side and open, and then kind of loot here secondarily, but let's see what we do. Or even go for that treasure bag now. We'll go for that with Daisy, actually, and then... Yeah, that way we get a nice, solid party buff upon a door opening. Once again. As missions training me... Yeah, we just got started. You just wrapped up 1,000-Year Door. Did you do it 100% with... I don't know if you played it on GameCube originally, but you might know there's a little bit of new content in this version, in fact. So, 100% is very, very worthwhile, I would say, for a 1,000-Year Door. Okay, so, how many are we dealing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... So we'll get up to 27 here, and then we'll have a little more time to maybe loot on the left side if those rooms are connected. And Ah, okay, on the remake you'll 100% on your second personal file, I see. Yeah. I didn't quite finish some things that require external information, like the recipe book, but I did do 100% tattles, the new bosses, etc. Had a wonderful time with it. Okay, Daisy's going to go here and then get a shot off to hit the 1 with Hunter's mark, and she's going to take out 3. After she takes out 3, then we still have Tristan available to take out 3 if we find a good angle, and Cornelius can clean up. So let's take her over here so she can arc the shot properly to hit the 1 with a mark. And we'll do this very efficiently if we can. There's one. Why is that one glowing? Oh, because there's a loot bag on it. And just, let's see what makes sense to clean up. Let's have her fire vertically and just clear everyone up here. Then Tristan needs an angle where he's going to hit 3. I think we'll just take him up to this spot here and just fire from above. And then 1, and then 2, and then 3. There we go. Okay, Cornelius can then get over here, pop the door, and take a sidearm shot. Then we can see if we expose anybody on this side. Nope, just a loot bag, that's fine. Because then he can sidestep into the loot bag, or rather do shifty into the loot bag after the sidearm kill. And he'll even have a move remaining to head forward, and then we've got 8 turns to sweep 5 more enemies in the last room, and then probably escape sequence this way somehow. So let's get him in a position to get to the door quickly. Yeah, too bad. Do we have a sidestep on him or something? We do have a sidestep, which means that I can reach the loot bag. So let's do it. Yeah, Radago, you were saying the first file was for streaming, for funsies, and then it was a pure badge run. Yeah, that's what I did as well. I did pure badges. I always loved running the game with 10 HP, but this was the first time that I also capped out badges before I did FP either. Although I did put the +5 FP badge on for a good chunk of the session. But yeah, we did pure BP as well, and it shows you how well designed the 1000-year door is, that it's so tactically flexible to accommodate that kind of playstyle is something that you can do, and which you can do in a very dynamic and interesting way without feeling like you're locked into one strategy, right? Like, I think that's the mark of really, really strong design, and always appreciated that. Okay, we'll take him here. We actually should have taken a door buff off of him as well. That's okay. We'll go here, and should have thought about that. And we won't open until we're in position. Swag collector 67, so just 1 more bag that we're expecting, or maybe 2. I lost count. Okay, do we have all 5 enemies on the board here? We have 4, so there's going to be... Oh, no, 5, so we'll take out all 5. Oh, we're still on the same turn. Okay, I completely forgot. That's fine. We have 1 attack available for him. In that case, let's just hit the barrel. This was a mistake. I forgot that I hadn't passed this turn yet. Whoops. That's okay, we'll sidearm, and then we'll charge into 1. And... yeah, okay, that was a bit of a mistake, because now they're all going to toughen up quite a bit. We actually want to save the charge move? No, we want to kill now, I think. We'll still get a decent attack after that, so let's actually go all the way over here. Yeah, so, a bit of a mistake, but... because they're all going to power up this turn. And that's why I was going to try to open the door next turn and then sweep them all, but whatever, live and learn. They're not going to attack this turn, they have to suit up first, so it's better to get into a central position and get ready from there. I'll just wait here, he says. Oh, they're not even going to suit up. This guy will. And we don't care because we're He doesn't even have armor. He's just going to die quickly. This is actually easier than I thought it would be. Alright, so let's pop everything we can, and then we have to loot the remaining bags, and then epic swag will be somewhere. I haven't seen it yet. I don't think there was a secret door we missed. It might just be out the exit, perhaps, depending on how much time we have. So in that case, let's pot these guys quickly. Tristan is 5 to 7. That's with focus, though, so... oh, you know what? He can move out of this turn, so let's just fire straight. Perhaps we'll have a damage buff. We'd absolutely have to get the headshot, though, to make that work. And he gets 3 shots. Let's do it differently. Let's get Daisy over here, and then do a crossbow shot, perhaps. From... who's got the mark? No one's got the mark. This... I don't know if the crossbow arc will be good on something like that. It might be a little... bit tricky. We'll try it. We'll try it. Here I come. And then... that's one. And then... oh, she actually won't even be able to deflect to reach all 3, but that's okay. Yeah, so nothing on this guy, unfortunately. So yeah, nothing. It's just not going to hit. Okay. Alright, then in that case we can just loot here quickly and go once we knock this guy out. So we might even just do the free sidearm on him quickly to maximize the number of moves we have available on the rest of the crew. There's the alarm. Excellent job. Hurry up and get to the extraction zone before you overrun. Oh, it looks like there's a continuation of the map, which is great. We need to make sure we get all loot bags before we do that then. Then it's going to extend it to possibly a mini-boss or something. Make a couple of floors fall out. So obviously we should get the loot bag with this movement here. Then he can make it just barely, so let's do it. Oh, Daisy's already moved though, so we're going to have one turn of contending with the alarm before things continue. Oh no, we could have used reactivate. No, I didn't want to use the cooldown on that. Let's just wait. We're not under time pressure anymore. So now, do we lock those guys out if we... okay, we've got 100%. No epic swag yet. When do we lock those out on the left if we just come here immediately? I mean, we can't shoot them, so let's just wait to proceed, and hopefully these are just out of the picture after the zone transition. We don't know. And they're not, but we'll take them out quickly. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Fear, bother. What have I said about disturbing me during my afternoon nap? How bothersome you recruits are before you're properly trained. Commander Bing Dunkle is both angry and disappointed by you. Okay, take out these atrocious academics. So yeah, these ones did stay on the board, so we actually should have cleared them, but... live and learn. Armor on either of them. Yeah, we definitely want to clear recruits. And whoa, that's a lot. Oh, actually, no, it locks them out. It locks them out. But we'll definitely want to take out everything we can here. Definitely adds first before bosses, I would say. Which means... oh, and this one's got the mark, so we don't even get the triple shot on him yet. Well, that's fine. We'll get some deflections going, maybe? That makes sense to have him sidearm and then zip up here in melee. And then kind of reposition again, perhaps. Yeah, that makes more sense. Sidearm. And he could even do a big charge attack into one of them, perhaps. Given that I think my other 3 can take care of quite a few. Daisy's definitely got to get a kill because that is what gives her an additional shot. But I think we need to open up a little bit of range here by taking out the attacker here. Get behind cover on this side, so let's do that. And really him. And then we have another shifty, which we can actually lock down to ranged attack by getting into melee. Which I think I would want to do. Because we lock him down and force him to move. That flushes him out of cover. Now we're going to have 2 attacks available, but we need to do 5 each on him in order to cut through armor. Now he can get backbiter on both of these, so even with -2 from losing focus is okay. We would lose another 2 from amped up though, so I think we actually want to do this a little bit differently here. Let's get Daisy up here and fire at both. I think that's better. So, yeah, she's gonna get 1. She's gonna get 2. And then we can amp up over here behind cover. Again, this guy's not gonna be able to fire at point blank because we're locking him down at melee range. So we can just shoot him in the head 3 times and kind of gang up on him that way. This one's got lower HP and might be more advisable to go for this one first, but particularly because if you have the crits, oh, that's with backbiter though. So if you had like a back attack that's a headshot, you would do 7x3 with armor piercing, so you might even get a kill actually. So we should have buffed him up first before trying this, but oh, it does 6. Okay, not quite, but it breaks. So 7. And look at that. That's 1 down. Nice and easy, and we still have a move available, which means we can kind of get behind cover, perhaps. Or even go for that hat. Nope, not quite. Over here. Epic loot is still available, of course. This guy's gonna get flushed down. And then, yeah, once again, we need to take out as much as we can, as quickly as we can. Hunter's Mark is available this time, which means Daisy will take out 3. But we need a position that will allow her to do that, which is probably here. I think so. So I hope she's able to get that shot. Let's take her down here. We need the headshot on this guy. We better stabilize this, just to be absolutely sure. Hunter's Mark. I think it makes sense for her to take down the ones below so we can position our other characters a little better. And then, there we go. Tristan's going to fire at one and then fire at the other. Unless it makes sense to go with the sidearm in charge. Let me think about this. It makes a certain degree of sense to sidearm and then break it and charge in. Because we know sidearm is going to do enough for this guy. I think this will be slightly better. Because then we can group up this location. Now, and then he can do shifty, but we actually want... Yeah, okay. That'll maybe be within aura range. Let's see. Then we just backshot this guy in the head a few times. And then I'll do 6. And the reason we attack with him first is to break the armor. And Mumuga, I don't have the dictionary bot right now, but I think we know what a backflip is, so welcome. Hope you've been doing well. Yeah, I'm not running the dictionary bot at the moment, but I'm glad you remember that we had one. Okay. shoot him in the head 3 times and he's still not down. Standard melee is just going to be fine, although we won't get backbite her. We're still going to do more than enough. And then we'll have plenty of time to go for the treasure. I don't know if we have any more alarm spawns at this point. We probably do, but at least they won't get the buff. So let's just control the middle. And yeah, we'll just make sure we take out all of the enemies every round while we go for the loot. I have to wonder if she can get a good shot from that side. Who's got perfect aim still? Kristen's still got perfect aim. Can you reach? No, not really. However, she can get over here and still take a turn. She's not going to hit anything, though. Maybe it was stun gun. Stun gun does 1 to 4. I mean, at minimum it stuns, right? We don't even need to get a kill necessarily. But if we want, we can war cry it just for fun. Let's just stun. Here we go. With a crit. And actually, she still has a move available, so she can just get out after looting. So we don't even need to kill these, we can just go. But, is there anything else we want to do? I guess there's the hat. That's the only thing. I wonder if we have enough movement points out of it. Yeah, we will. Let's grab the hat. I don't know if we have this one already, so better safe than sorry. Yeah, Muga, you love this game, especially the Dig games. Yeah, I love Dig 2. Dig 1's great too, but Dig 2 was a really pleasant surprise for me back when I played it when it's launched. Back in 2017, I want to say. Oh, sure, let's punch this guy. But yeah, the heist games are very much up my alley, given how much I play in turn-based tactics. So we've played most of the series as well. Nearly everything. But yeah, Heist 2 has been absolutely wonderful. It's by far the biggest game the studio has released. By a very, very long shot, I would say. Which is kind of interesting given that, as I've been saying, Heist 1 was this very lean, efficient game, right? Like, you get in, you get out. And anyway, this is the first time we've seen Brawler level 5. Heal 1, you scrap an enemy with any attack. Oh, including the sidearm. Very, very good, actually. And will be very good in conjunction with Engineer for sure, actually, if we switch him back to Engineer. And more health, of course. Yeah, it's quite nice for anybody who's a bit of a frontliner, so especially if they're a multiple attacker. And we'll finally see what Engineer 5 does as well. Feel the burn. What is this? And +1 plus burning on everything. That's really cheap too. Look at that cost on it. Very, very cheap attack, which will be great. And yeah, this additional damage as well, which kind of makes sense given, you know, how long you build Engineer more as a supporting character with just lots of cogs and lots of abilities like heals and such. And then, you know, because against armored enemies, you start to run into some decreasing returns with the multi-shot weapons, but then you get over here and suddenly there's a massive power spike. Burning enemies take 2 damage when they start their turn, yep. Last 3, we know that. Now, with the experience buff, do we get her up to Reaper 4? Yes, so this is our first Reaper 4, Harvest. Whenever your primary attack scraps at least 1 enemy, you get to attack again. Yeah, so basically you can have her clear a room once per mission. If you have a room full of lightweight ads like we saw in this mission. So. And yeah, because they kind of over-leveled, you get this reserve XP system, which I think is a wonderful way of handling, you know, not just feeling like you're pressured to move off your main job as soon as you hit it. Just a lot of thoughtful little design choices all over. These fragments will be enough to get us another character ability going into the next map as well. And what do we have here? Handgun Mark 5 for any other engineers we want to level. I think this is our first tier 5 handgun. And we have Grenade 5, which is just as good as that other rocket that we have, really. Except this one will bounce. So, it'd be very, very good. And even more fragments to work with. Did I play the city building one? I played a little bit of SteamWorld build. I didn't get very far into it. I tried it a bit because I had a couple of months free on PC Game Pass and it was there. I played quite a few city builders as well, but that one I didn't spend as much time on. I just kind of did a little bit past the tutorial and messed around with it slightly. Yeah, I think that one was actually the first game that was sort of outsourced to a secondary studio. Not the SteamWorld main team, but we do love our city builders here, so. But that's one that I hadn't really dug into yet. I also hadn't finished Quest. I did start Quest a few years ago, but I think it came out right before Mario Maker 2, so I didn't really find the time to stick with it all the way to the finish. But I was playing that on hard, I remember, originally, and pretty much enjoying that as well, even though I think a lot of people felt pretty saturated with playing card deck builders by that point. But we enjoyed it. Anyway, we have to blow up some ships if we want to fight down here, so we'll do that. And we will do the other map very shortly. And we'll get some character upgrades. And we'll be able to afford one big Tier 2 character upgrade, at least, unless we pick up more fragments. So let's get through here and let's get into some combat, probably. Yeah, we need to blow this guy up. Whoa. Shields down. We'll just get into torpedo cooldown if we can. Oh, getting hit a little too much here. Shield is back up though, so. More torpedoes. Oh, almost done. One more pass with a laser should actually do it for a way. There we go. Took a little bit of damage there. And no fragments, but we'll take the cash. Okay, so the Grand Bot Gala. We will do some party configuration upgrades first. Navy's most self-centered commanders are about to throw a Grand Gala. And so, because we'll be sniping commanders, we should think about basically high throughput on single targets, I think, as opposed to that other map. Although taking a grenade here might be a good idea too. So yeah, we probably want to get Poe up to flanker 5 as soon as we can. We can also get Chimney up to brawler 5 with the other weapon, because she's very good on single targets. Let's see if we can get everything equipped on her here. What do we have on brawler with her? We had Hammer Mark 5 is probably the best choice here. Yeah, I think that's the best we've got, so. And she's got Warm Gloves for the +2 melee, which is excellent. And then we'll build her accordingly. I think she's got everything possible plugged in right now, so. Unless we want to put on a cog chain for a +4 on something. But no, there's nothing to unlock. Like, she's already using everything. Because we haven't been multi-classing her very well. We'll think about these slots in a bit, once we pick the other two. I think we'll definitely take Poe in here with a squarer, or flanker shotgun. And try to get her up to flanker 5 as soon as possible. That's a case, incidentally, for going XP on the last slot here. And we'll go infinite sidearm because we now have it. Where is it? Here. Because Poe does have a free sidearm. We have one additional point on Poe, in fact, that we can't even spend. And then I don't know if we'll go repair. We might do something else, but we'll configure a third character first to determine that. For single targets, we probably want a sniper. And we probably want a sniper who's got Sniper 3 going. But I don't know if we have one right now. Let's see. We have beacon, actually. We can go beacon on snipe for this one. And where are we? So yeah, okay, we're taking chimney, we're taking Poe, we'll take beacon, I think. And go snipe. So yeah, dead shot might be good for the armor piercing. Matchstick to set everything on fire, which we've been enjoying. Dead shot is better when you actually hit the headshot, so you'll notice that. Because it's armor penetrating and with crit chance it actually does 10. Whereas this does 7 plus explosion. Explosion is great, but if we're having a commander map where we have a lot of single targets and potentially a lot of armor buffs, I think Deadshot might actually be better, even though it is a tier down. And okay, so we'll reconfigure this in a moment. We may or may not need the cog chain. We'll see that. I might want to build for crit, actually, so well, let's actually see if we're going to use that many points. If we're not going to use that many points, we'll obviously take off the cog chain. Let's just plug everything in and see how much of a budget we have. Not that much of a budget, actually. We don't need too much of the boomer stuff, I think. Or the just in case, let's put the explosion thing on. We're not really going to be up front. Yeah, Backbiter is good, Cool is good, Sidestep, Normal Feet, we'll take them all. And then Amped Up is always good. Cover is good. Yeah, we might keep this. Might take off Hard Shell. And Payback is actually better in some ways, I think. Or Snipes. Now, do we want to go without repairs? We might, actually. Let's see. Crit chance is at 75% right now. Let's take that up a bit. And put on the crit chance item if we have it. Critical Goggles. There we go. And we might even go, instead of armor, keep them on the back line and put them installed and put on the... where is it? Critical rounds. So yeah, we'll just really pump up the crit attack here. 6 plus 6 on the weapon. And I think this loadout will work out pretty well for it. Yeah, technically Backbiter gives us the armor pen as well, but I think we're fine with that. And then we'll definitely upgrade Beacon for the Sneak Strike. And okay, so let's see. Oh, do we want to go repair kits? I might change this, like I said. And we'll put something on her as well. It makes sense for her to go armor if she's up front. It might also make sense to give her the fireproof boots. Because Poe is going to have some natural immunity, I think, from Flanker 4. Well, at least if it's fire on the floor. Chimney, I think, should, contrary to being a chimney, actually have fireproof boots. And possibly armor, but let's consider this for a moment. Oh, cooler unit. Let's see, what are we going to do for cooldowns? So we have a double shot on Poe with this weapon every 5 turns, which is reduced to 4 already. Because of the flanker ability. We could actually reduce it to 3, potentially, if we have the further cooldown reduction. And then, in terms of skills, what do we have that's on cooldown? Sidestep would be cheaper. Anything else that we need? Not really. We actually, I only just realized we don't have Sniper on Poe. Which is why we usually build Scope on some of the flankers, but... yeah, because I don't have a perfect shot on her, which is unfortunate. let me think about this then, because cooldown will also reduce the sidearms. So yeah, I think we definitely go for the cooler box because it's just so cool. And also, yeah, sorry, audio's been glitching out like crazy today. Let me fix that quickly. We've been losing it several times already. I just noticed, yeah, it's kind of glitching. We've had some streams that have been totally clean. Today's has been awful for the audio problem. And I don't know why, but hopefully it'll stick. Okay. Right, that's good, I think. And then Chimney will do something else. Fireproof boots, warm gloves, and probably the 1 point of armor, but let's consider that carefully. Pain Amulet is also good because she's already doing a bit of a damage reflect by 2. HP would also be good, but yeah, no, I think... yeah, because basically, you know, attackers will just all take 4 damage off of her as they try to hit. So that might be fun to stack. I feel like we will go armor, though. So we're going to run this party without heals, which we'll see how that goes. Does anybody actually have the engineer ability? Yes, so we have 1 engineer heal, so we're not totally shot for that. Okay, so between these 2 units, because we already upgraded Chimney, let's figure out who's getting the unit upgrade. Probably Beacon. Although both of them are good because Poe has the damage reduction. Whoops, this side. And yeah, I'm thinking Sneak Strike for sure. That stuck out to me as the best ability on the list, even when we open up that board, so... Yeah, so it's many commanders here, supposedly. So we'll go Chimney, we'll go Poe, we'll go Beacon. Let me make sure I know who's got the party buffs on Engineer. Poe doesn't have Engineer, Chimney doesn't have Engineer, so yeah. We use Beacon for amped up. Might even be worthwhile to switch 1 point on a greased up. We don't have friendly explosions to worry about, but we might have incoming explosions. Yeah, we'll keep this. And yeah, I think we're pretty happy with the setup, even though we just have the 1 tier 5 weapon. Navy bots, so full of themselves, they're hosting a grand ball in their own honor. Okay. Crash the party. And so, yeah, we need to clear our way to that zone, and because it's a zone transition, we need to make sure we don't lose any loot bags along the way. So, let's crack this first. Commanders will flatten our bolts if we let anyone ruin their gala. We should probably clear this room before we open up the top here, but let's see. Beacon, what do you want to do here? We can get armor penetrating on either of these, really. So potentially we run perfect shot and try to hit this one in the head. Then 10 to 17, yeah, this will be good. As long as we hit. I think that'll be the best idea. A Chimney, trusty sidearm only does 6 to 7 with the amped up though, right? Normally it would do 4 to 5, which is not quite good enough when it comes to the sidearm. Although, I mean, if you get like a shot from all the way over here, then that would... Oh, do it? No, it doesn't do it. Okay, fine. I guess you'll actually just have to attack into one of these after all. We'll charge into him. Oh, charge into this guy because you can sidestep into the bag. Yeah. Too bad that sidearm didn't hit. We should have just moved for it. I don't know why I didn't. Poe will just get over here and shoot. And we'll open up this top room separately. Wheel and deal over here, or let's see, box of sidearms. And it is a free sidearm. So it actually work out to go here first, use the sidearm as the first ability, and then positionally we'll be in much better shape. Sidearm will do 7 to 8. We need to do minimum 6. It'll do 7 because of no backbiter, so we need to do minimum 5. So yeah, we can actually get a free sidearm shot here as a 2-turn cooldown, which is wonderful. And if it misses, then it misses, but it won't miss. We can actually pop this and even continue here to get ready for next turn. Oh yeah, there's a door up here as well. So maybe we should crack that. And again, we need to loot every room if we can. So it makes sense to back out. Crack open. Couple over here. And oh, shouldn't have used charge. We're way out of position. But actually, with sidestep, maybe we can do it. Get into position to sidearm 1 and melee 1 the way we usually do. Now, let's see. Yeah, let's get over here. We'll figure out a sidearm and a melee. Sidearm does 4 to 5. It's not going to kill the bot. Let's get over here first. And figure out beacon. Now, can a snipe shot get anything from here? Not through the door, we don't. So we'll need to do some kind of reposition for sure. Or... no, not within range of cracking open a door, unfortunately. But possibly we can go over here and get a better angle going up. We'll see, because maybe it makes more sense to wheel and deal, and then if we can do 10 damage from wheel and deal from the back, then that's ideal. The issue is that we would have to get rid of this bot for that. I'm not sure if we can. Although, let me see here. Wheel and deal, you've got a potential for coming up here and then shooting left. We could do it. Which means Chimney should sidearm this guy. And for the melee attack, should get in here to punch this. So now Poe is going to go wheel and deal all the way up to this location. We're actually not too worried about a melee attacker because it always takes a bit of a Let's see, double shot isn't two separate shots, so double shot is two shots on the same target, right? So we need to be aware of that. Little nuance here. Also, we finally opened up this door in the middle, which is good because it means I can potentially hit something good with beacon. Like hitting the bot, that would be first choice. Which means we should actually get up here to just try to shoot straight. Nobody else is going to hit at range except for the bot this turn, so let's get the bot. If we can, this is a bad angle, but we can deflect it down like this. 6 to 13. We'd need to hit crit, and I don't know that we can. Depending on which side counts as the back. I think I might want to power shot this just in case, but nah, let's do it. Yeah, no, that's the back. That's fine. So, and then we just attack into the back here. Blow that up. Nice big target for the shotgun. We've almost cleared this room. We do need to remember to loot bag back here. That's going to be important. But we should get her in position at a door. Okay, so I think we'll definitely reload and then poke and just shoot from here, I think, probably. Or we have box of sidearms, so we can just try to sidearm first. And even move closer, and then sidearm, and then loot after that. Actually, I like this idea, that we move over here, sidearm, and then loot, and then the payroll ability allows me to continue walking. Which means we can get out, and out of the fire, rather importantly. That'll be nice and clean. Alarm hasn't even gone yet, so... we're going to stand here next to the door, so we can get the buff next turn, and then we'll actually, if we have the auto-reload already from... where we're standing, so actually it makes more sense to head to the door. Because we cleared the board. Now, Chimney actually still has charge and sidearm, so we could just keep going. And open up entirely too much in this room. That's okay, we'll draw them back. Yeah, maybe that was a bit reckless. But we have a loot bag here, and we'll try to get it. Okay, so who's the most important target here for... charge. I think we should try to hit this barrel. For sure, and then try to take out the bots. However, this one is out of range of sidearm, so we'll probably take out some of the gunners first, I think. And then mostly would be worried about the bot. But... okay, so we can actually just come down here. Hit the barrel with a sidearm. I hope I'm not standing too close. Drop some fire. And then we don't even need to use charge. We can just go over here, punch, and then get to the loot bag from there. And we'll probably get shot by the bot once, but that's okay. We might get shot from both sides, which is maybe a little less okay, but we've got lots of healing possibilities with her, so... let's just do it this way. Oh, wait, no, she doesn't get the punch. Yeah, no, I miscounted turns. I didn't still have a turn available. And so, oh, I didn't know that was a firebomber bot, actually. That is what happens when you kill them before they ever attack, I suppose. Luckily, is she on fire? Because she's got fireproof from the floor effect, but I don't know if she's on fire currently. Okay, alarm's gonna pop in and now we have entirely too much to deal with. That's okay. She's not on fire, good. If she were, it would give me the prompt to... Well, let's see. Backbiter, payback. That means she would need to shoot from this position to hit this guy for 6. I think we'll do it, and then she can port back with Shifty. So we'll try to get a back attack on this one to hit for 6 from cover. Port over here, and then she still has a charge available for a charge attack on somebody. Probably this guy with a 7. Okay, this will not be too much of a problem, I think. The box of sidearms is on cooldown. Yeah, we can just take out this guy to the left, and Bo can come down here probably and just shoot this guy on the right. Within range. Unless we go beacon. Anyway, the bottom line is that charge will definitely hit this guy. I think we've established that. And we'll heal up on the attack, which is great. And then we can even tuck her behind cover if we want. I don't know that there's a strong reason to do it. So what do we got? Double shot here. Base damage. We can actually just get behind here and then flank. But I feel like sniper might be better here. We could even reposition her a bit, and we'll get more than enough damage, I think, as long as we get... well, as long as we get the crit, basically. Yeah, better to just attack from here, though. Okay, Poe can go over here. We'll see if we can line up the shot. If not, we'll go wheel and deal and finish the job. Yeah, not a great sight line, I think, but enough deflection to clean it up. Burn. And as it arms itself. Yeah, only one of them will arm itself, and so we really don't care because the back shot will take this one out very easily. In fact, we even have the box of sidearms here to hit this one. And then hit the dirt. And we can reposition a sniper without having to do much. Actually, let's pop this. It's just a loot bag. And then she can grab the loot and continue, so... Which means we'll come down here, hit, and proceed. And I think we have all the loot bags up to this point. There will be, of course, quite a bit more as we make it over to the ballroom. Now we have the free sidearm every turn over here, which will allow me to just pop over. We could open a door, but I feel like we want to reposition first before we spawn everybody into the room. So let's head over here so we have a sight line into the room from the sniper. And we're going to pass this turn this time instead of being foolish like we were, so we can get everything on cooldown. So. And we can defend this room properly as well, maybe. Or we could just not worry too much about those and proceed. Yes, yeah, the gunner is a bigger deal than the melee attacker, I think. I mean, I don't know if we can get a good shot on them, maybe. This one has pretty good shielding, though. Maybe if we have a ceiling deflection this way. I don't know if there's a good one that we'll be able to hit. Probably not. Okay, let's just open. And let's prioritize this room. Alarm will have to go down. Deadly. Yeah, we're going to charge into that guy once we've sidearmed another guy. Sidearm 4 to 5, that's only with Backbiter. We might want to get an aura up there. Let's see what we can do. Let's... First of all, payroll would allow you to grab this and then continue running, and then with the aura, I think we might be able to hit sufficiently for some of this, but as currently, what does that do? It does 4 to 5, it would do 6 to 7. With Backbiter, that actually hits. Like it would... We'd need a much better shot, though. Like, get her over here. Try to do a Backbiter shot on the bot, and then charge in the rest of the way if we can. Charge is already able to hit on this side, so... Okay, we should, therefore, do everything we can on this side first. Yeah. Well, we'll see. It makes a certain amount of sense to get into this position with Chimney, buffer up, and then backshot this one. Maybe even sidestep so we have a free turn available. If we need a free turn. Because if we don't sidestep, then we just run up there, we hit, and we have one additional turn of movement, which may or may not be sufficient for charge. Let's sidestep. Okay, so this sidearm attack is going to be just a point or so short. Unless, of course, we take out the guy at the back first, which I don't think we'll be able to reach right away. We'll want perfect aim this turn anyway, which is why I was pretty confident in just rolling with that. We'll go wheel and deal to get all the way over here. After we take out the bot, then we can go down here for the loot bag, I think. And... oh, maybe not. Yeah, I messed this up slightly. That's okay. We'll just need to get somebody in range, which means... am I in aura range? Not quite. Okay, and Poe should go over here. In that case. Yeah, I miscalculated a bit. But we can take out the bot from here. Not quite, but that means we can do trusty sidearm on it. Yeah, the bot is a high priority, so that's why we go for that now, and then we go shifty movement down here, and then we charge into the guy in the back to defuse some of the attacks. Because we have the floor immunity. The rest are just melee attackers, we don't care too much about that. Especially if we get behind cover. And then with the sniper, we will try to get a deflection that hits the horn over there, but don't know if we'll get it. We might just have to leave the horn for next turn. Yeah, we'll spawn some bots, but it's okay. Let's reposition a bit further up and get behind cover going this way. I think we'll still be able to get the shots. Actually, no, let's just shoot from here. We get the quick reload. truly not concerned about either of those. As long as we get the loot bags on the way, we're in good shape. We will want to run forward a little bit with a sniper this time, though. So let's clear the room. Feel like this guy. Well, yeah, we'll just get a nice solid sidearm shot when we're not blocked by the chandelier. Let's head down to this location first. We'll attempt a sidearm shot up here. Oh, wow, straight in the middle. What are the chances? Well, you can't sidearm both of these, so we'll need a sniper shot to take out the horn. I don't know, once again, if we have a good way to do it here with a deflection. Shouldn't have put the other character behind cover, actually. We have a sidestep with her. Or with him, rather. Yes, we do. And not only that, we have the teleport ability, and it's free. Let's just do the teleport. Put her right by the door, like right here. And then we'll have this attack here. And then Chimney is able to do a sidearm shot and then port over. Surely we're not going to miss this one. We're not going to crack the door yet. We're going to wait for the team to be assembled. We're way ahead of pace of these guys, so we'll just outrun them until we hit the gather point. Okay, at this point, Chimney is going to unlock. We have this bag. Is that the only one left? I guess we'll find out. Poe should actually grab that to have the payroll ability to go further this turn. I think that's every loot bag, but we will check. That's 86%. Are we missing anything that we can see here? Not that I can see. So the next one must be in the next zone. I think we're all clear up to this point. In that case, we can actually get everybody ready this turn. So. And continue. Okay. Down here. And down here. Alright, crew, you're in. Time to show those fancy bots how it's done. Everything's going to open up. And we have zone transition. And we have a couple of mini-bosses to take care of. Commander Glensburg. Commander Pootsworth. Indeed, Glensburg, indeed. We shall feast and frolic and perhaps even finagle. What's this? Underdressed intruders. Guards, get them. Their headgear is highly unfashionable. Okay, Vectron Shield. Yeah, we need to take out basically any commanders with buffs right away. The deadly buff is actually the one I'm probably most concerned about. 15 each on these. We will... Wow, have to snipe a lot of them. Fire Brigade arrives in 5. That's interesting. I suspect that they're going to make fires rather than put them out, but that's just what I think might happen. Also, oh, I only just noticed that these chandeliers might even be breakable objects that will smash them and set everything on fire. We just hadn't tried that previously because I thought they just got in the way. So yeah, we might do some chandelier drops maybe, and that could be helpful. Particularly with all these buffs up and running. Well, let's ignore the melee attackers for now. And let's just see how we can maximize this turn. Certainly we want to use sidearm attacks where we can. And yeah, once again, the deadly buff is the one we are most concerned about. So we will come over here, I think, and then port down. And do we have charge available on her this turn? Yes, we do. So we're going to go over here and then sidearm the chandelier just to try it. I guess the fire brigade does put out fires, maybe. So yeah, that's going to one-shot that guy. Do we have anything else we can hit? Charge. We'll hit this commander down here to take off the other attack buff. Vectron shields, we'll deal with them. But oh, this one's actually going to be slightly short of what we need attack-wise. We need a damage buff. However, charge is something that's within aura range. However, we can't get anybody within aura range of her right now, so we should have thought about that and buffed her up ahead of time. This is a good opportunity to use the double down attack and then just rush down the boss, or the commander rather. Double down and hit twice, so this should kill it. It's probably a loot room to the left over here, or just the exit room. And then shift her behind cover, probably. She'll still get shot here. Shift her behind cover here might be better, but then we can open up the loot room. Yeah, it's just the epic swag. That's great. Okay, next priority is to take out the Vectron shield commanders, which we can do. We might even just be able to snipe it with a headshot directly. We want a perfect aim this just in case, I think. And have full focus. We don't really need 2 points off to focus, but it might help. 87% crits. And then back shot over here. Oop, didn't get it. And that's okay because Poe's sidearm will actually take it out. And then we can double shot the other commander down here. And then all commanders will be down at that point. So we can actually get over here and then wheel and deal into the second one from a sidearm shot in this location. So yeah, too bad. We had perfect shot going on everything. We really should have taken this guy out easily. So with box of sidearms down, we can just shoot from here and double shot it. I feel like we want to get in closer though. And behind cover. The bullhorn here is going to be behind us. We don't care. Don't deal. Down here. Yeah, this is going to spawn bots to the left. We can take them out. But all commanders down to one turn is significant. We will double shot this and kill immediately. This is shortly been a night to Navy will remember. Haha. So yeah, we actually just hit the objective in one turn. So given that that's the only objective, once we pick up loot, including the bag that's on the top right that we can see on the minimap, we will just get out of here before the fire brigade becomes relevant. Ooh, taking a bit of punishment here. Taking a lot of punishment here. That's okay. Plus losing the hat. Now, the shield there does block movement. Okay, Poe needs to get out of there. And melee attack's not going to do it. We just need to get out and we'll only have one shot this turn. But we can come down here and maybe just shoot up, and that'll do it. Chimney should shoot from here. No, that's not going to kill. And unfortunately, melee isn't quite within range. Kill this guy, so we don't have charge up and running either. So we need to hit something with the sidearm, and I think I know what that something is. It will be... See, everybody's behind cover, so it's not the most convenient way to do this. If we go here, and then we shoot the bot, we might actually still be able to part to the left, which means we need to get Poe out of here first. Get over here and probably fire either right or up. Let's go over here just to get her out, and then get a bit of a buff going in this location. Get the aura buff on her here. Trusty sidearm is going to hit the bot, I hope. Good. And then she'll be able to go shifty movement into somebody for a melee attack. And note, she's not. She's out of range. Ah, that's too bad. In that case, we'll just stay here for the buff on our ally. Oh, that's too bad. Just barely out of being able to reach. Okay. Sidestep would do it if we blow some cover, but I don't know who. Oh, you know what? She could have done shifty movement and then sidestepped further. So yeah, we actually totally could have done it. And gotten him within range of the guy on the left. Oh well, too bad. Okay, movement is blocked on this side. Let's get down here and snipe something. Probably one of these projectile guys. Let's maybe get back here and get a better shot going. Okay. Yeah, ignores armor. We will need to get a crit, I think. Here we go. So yeah, Chimney will just hold position. Then the melee attacker at least can't approach us. We'll get a shot here. Getting hit pretty hard, but we'll take out the rest. Okay, so yeah, we only really need to loot back on the top right, and then we can leave. She needs to reload, but she's not at risk of being hit this turn, so or beacon, or I guess. Yeah, he's not really at risk of being hit this turn. Let's try to take out something armored, perhaps. Let's see, 5 to 6 with a sidearm, particularly with a back shot. We'll fire the one on the left and then heal up with a trusty sidearm. Although it might make sense to come over here, hit the bot with a sidearm, and then port back this way. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense. You can pick up the chicken hat as well. Let's go this way. Okay. Trusty sidearm. Oh, miss. Okay. That was unfortunate. In that case, we don't get the sidestep, so we'll just need to charge into somebody. And it will be this guy. Let's not forget the loot bags at the bottom either. Now we can shift. And we can shift downward if we like, but... actually, we'll block that cover there. No, we'll just stay in this position. Okay, in that case, reload. Yeah, we need to hit that guy up top, that's the thing. And Poe's looking a little risky here right now. We'll have a sidearm available at least. Or 8 to 9 with a back shot. We can go over here, hit, and then grab the loot. Not even hit like this. And then wheel and deal, and then shoot again. Maybe. Yeah, we can actually take out both. We can do it. Backbiter and payback. Yeah, so what we would need to do is actually come over here first. Sidearm is free. Then we go wheel and deal. We come up here and then shoot this guy. And then next turn we loot. Yeah, we're just barely out of range of loot, but that's okay. Oh no, we'll actually pick it up this turn. We're within range. Pick it up with payroll. And then shoot. And we're good. And then we just grab the last loot bag and we leave. So, as long as we're not movement blocked completely. Which we might be, so. Now we have a reloaded weapon on her this turn. We could also just shoot from above once we're here. And ignores armor. Yeah. And we'll take out everything on the left here and head on down. Yeah, we'll just blast everything on this side if we can. Attack. And chimney is going to hit one will remain alive. That's okay. Trusty sidearm. It's fine. And then shifty movement over here, and then she'll grab the loot bag this turn. Fire brigade and 1. Yeah, that's okay. She'll come back here. Let's see what happens. No incoming damage, and then medium alarm. Whoa, where's the fire brigade? Maybe that just puts out the fire. Yes. Anyway, no issues here. Let's just head down. And get out. There's 100%, right? Yeah. So, Redaga, you hope a SteamWorld co-op game comes out. Yeah, that would be interesting. My audio's been glitching out all stream. Thanks for letting me know. We need to fix it. It is not just you. I can see it on my display. And yeah, we've had audio issues all stream for some reason. Let me see if we can fix it up a bit. Yeah, it's usually not this bad, but every now and then it flares up. But we'll try to get this going. Yeah, I think it's some kind of heat-related issue with my computer that I stream on with OBS, where the audio gets throttled once the CPU performance hits a certain limit. Okay, I think it's good for now. Let me know if it does continue glitching. I'll try to keep an eye on the display and see if we can tell. Yeah, we've had a couple of streams that have been perfect, but not so much at the moment. Anyway, let's get out. We've got 100% on this map. Evacuate and leave the mission now. Yes. We'll see if the Admiral is accessible yet. If we can survive with our boat over there. But otherwise, we'll grab the zone completion bonus and then see where we proceed. Because that's a 26 out of 26 in this zone, and we'll have another Brawler 5. And we'll have another Flanker 5. Penetrator is going to be very good here. And yeah, not too much experience on Beacon, but that's okay. We'll be just fine. Top Cannon 2. Significant upgrade on our Top Cannon 1. which has trouble with anything that's not a massive target, but still an improvement. Oh, and we'll get the laser cooling unit as well. We don't have a slot to plug it into right now, but we'll work towards that. You had an Elgato issue with it and was throttling the audio of your game a bit ago, yeah. Yeah, I've had a couple of fixes. Sometimes resetting the switch helps, sometimes just sort of turning off and on the audio input in my OBS link works as well. I have one of the older Elgato cards that sort of needs the additional OBS link app to talk to OBS, right? And I know some of the newer Elgato cards just link directly to OBS without that additional step in the middle, which is where I think some of the issues are coming from. Okay, let's see if we are able to go here yet. We do still have 3 crew members remaining, even though we've used most of our best equipment at this point. But while we've cleared some of the path, let's at least check. Also, let's check our bounty list to see what we would do with 19. Yeah, these side lasers would be an upgrade if we just take 18 and 1. Other than that, we would probably just go for fragments. Fragments seem best at this point. It'll be a little bit inefficient anyway, since we don't have anything cheap to pick up. Oh, speaking of which, top cannon, before we find anything here. Capture cards are always fun, yeah. I'm still on the first and only capture card I've owned. I got it back in 2020, I want to say. So it's been around a while, it's seen some things. And we have had some pervasive audio issues here for some time, but we try to mitigate it. So yeah, Top Cannon 2 is double the damage. That's obviously what we'll take since we don't have any other top weapons. Eventually maybe we want to move it to a top laser or something and go double laser, but yeah, the experimental side lasers, the better side lasers will be a big boost. So I imagine we might take that with the bounty. But let's keep going. And yeah, so as you can see here, the story waypoint is still telling us to get up here eventually, but just for fun, we thought we'd do 26 out of 26 over here first. And yeah, we've looted everything here already, so we just want to check if this is actually open yet. Although, ship combat first before we do anything else. You know how quickly these guys go down now. Let's get a torpedo reloaded though. Then got top cannon, and it's just about down really. Yeah, better lasers would make a big difference for sure. And let's be careful with mines. Okay. Got some wreckage here. Yeah, let's just demine the place and see if we're able to access it yet. Since we have revealed it on the map and talked to the relevant NPCs in this zone. Yeah, I love that the flow of this game is so flexible when it comes to which zones you're allowed to hit. Like I've been saying, that's very much the point of having a map with an open ocean. I feel like it's not really an open ocean if you can't choose where to go first. But, oh yeah, this is totally open here. We can just crash through with the ram. Oop, if we, you know, stay on the bottom. Let's maybe, yeah. Get over here, and Piston's Palace. Now this is with 4 bots. I feel like we should not do it this round with 3 bots. How much bounty is it? Just 2. It's absolutely not worth it to attempt it with 3 bots. And underman a boss mission. That also has no stars attached to it, which means it expects casualties. So we will do this next. steel piston's hair. Yeah, we'll have to shoot it off, I guess, maybe. We've been shooting off a lot of the boss hats anyway, so we'll do it, but we won't do it this turn. We'll get in there as overpowered as we can manage. I do wonder if we want to do a 3-unit mission just as a bit of a bonus this round, but I don't care that much about the bounty points really at this point, so for efficiency's sake we might just go back to base. The only thing is that we need to do all the boats again coming up here, but yeah, we'll definitely do this next. But I feel like we want to get our crew reassembled first. Yeah, and that was the only entrance, bottom left. And it was something that was locked behind 18 out of 26. Yeah, we don't need to be too exacting with the mines, I think. Let's just rush it. Oh, speaking of rushing it. Abandon ship. Sure, let's just fight a little bit. We can even do some additional ship combat for 3 more bounty if we really care, but if I think we're just taking one of the 18 awards like the side races, I don't think we care. I usually try to pack as much as I can into each in-game day of play, but I'm just thinking about whether we want to. Yeah, no, I don't really feel like redoing a mission, I think, unless we have a very strong reason to level up. Let's see who's remaining in the crew, though. Wesley on Boomer. Crowbar. Yeah, kind of tempting to just to level up a bit, but we're kind of short on weapons now anyway, so let's just go back to base and let me think about this. So if we have 19, who are we going to hit order? Side lasers mostly improved reload time, significantly in fact, almost double the speed. Fragments are a more immediate improvement to our party. But fragments are also something that we can get separately and amass in smaller units over time, so yeah, at this point we don't care about much of the other stuff. We have a grenade 5 already, and the more the merrier, but at the same time I think we'll go with the side lasers. And yeah, we'll just head up and end the day very prematurely with 3 bots still up and running. I don't think there was anything else we wanted from this Sergeant's articles immediately, but let me just check since we're not here that often. I think I had bought what I wanted here. And we have one of these already, so... And yeah, it's just more fragments if we eventually want to dump cash on it. Let's just keep the cash for now. And let's continue. Okay, at this point... Oh, also, let me just check what we want for upgrades, because we can upgrade 1 party member currently, but if we get fragments instead of side lasers, we can upgrade 2 for next round. We only have a few remaining. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm just thinking about what we'll take next. And yeah, putting Wesley on explosives is going to be pretty good here. I mean, this is very much meant to synergize with grenades. And guess what? He's got tons of grenades. So, We'll think about this when we set up the next party. Yeah, let's rest up and go for the boss. And we'll be fully suited up for that instead of on our secondary kits. Why is it so uplifting to make fun of a steambot? Why is it so uplifting to make fun of steambots? Oh ho ho, because they're full of hot air. Oh ho ho, rich crinkle swiver, truly rich. Wouldn't it be hot water if it's steam? And aren't diesel bots filled with hot air from burning out fuel? Technicalities. Anyway, let's see what the party buff is, since we've gone to the trouble of unlocking it. Entire crew gets 1 damage. That's incredible. That's a huge buff. So, we feel rewarded. So yeah, 100% on every zone we've hit so far. Let's get the boss. Anything else we want to buy in here? I don't know. But we'll get the boss. And might take a while to set up, but we'll take a really strong party if we can. And which way will we go? Well, yeah, as planned, I think we'll just grab the side lasers. Maybe not immediately useful for the boss level, as opposed to a second unit upgrade. But we'll have a lot of sailing to do after this to get up north, so let's just do it. Bit of a luxury item at this point. And yeah, we've got an unspent 1. Highly inefficient. Day 33. Also, oh, what's this thing up here? Or, oh, we already got it, yeah. I wonder why that's still sitting there as a pedestal. It's just empty. Kind of glowing, though. That's a dot on the map. No, I think there's nothing there. We already looted it. I didn't notice they still remain on the minimap like that, even when consumed. Anyway, let's plug in the new side laser. There we go. And yeah, I've got lots of armor. We could even replace one of these with the laser bonus, but I like having lots of armor, given how carelessly I played a ship. Alright, let's make it down to the boss and let's fight him. Oh, not this way. Yeah, we'll have to remember to, of course, spend fragments on one of the characters once we decide who we're taking in. So, back to the Lord Admiral. Won't even have to deal with a ship boss this time. Once we've made it there. This way is suspiciously clear. Whoa, everything misses. Except for that. Wow, that's a laser. That is a laser weapon. Indeed, what a beam. It's a lot wider. I don't think that's just cosmetic, but you never know. Maybe took a point of chip damage here. Yeah, everything's just gonna blow up. Heals up. And then let's blow up more stuff. Let's be careful with the mines, of course. Particularly if we have some sub-combat here. The laser's just gonna take this guy down now. No trouble. just need to spin around really to laser these guys to death. Taking out a bit too much damage here perhaps, but nope, we're fine. Take this out, come on. And yeah, more fragments are good, of course, even though we can still only afford one upgrade at the moment. Just steadily work our way down. Let's demine as much as we can so we can actually get out afterwards, of course, without worrying too much about it. Okay, got it. Okay, so we'll want to take something reasonably overpowered into the boss, I think, just to have fun with it. So let's see. Yeah, we definitely want a really high-powered sniper. I find Boomer to be really good with bosses as well. Question is, we want to take our level 3 Boomer or a level 5 Boomer, who unfortunately might not have as much going on aim-wise. Yeah, loose cannon though. It's very good with her. But these abilities aren't as consequential as the grenade, perhaps. Let's think about this. Because we go burning grenade launcher on him. And we'll get some kind of fire protection on him as well. Then let's think about how we're going to do it. Yeah, because then we can level him up past Boomer 3. So we'll definitely want a sniper. We might actually keep Beacon on snipes since we have the teleport ability, and that could be very, very good. I think maybe we keep Deadshot into it. We don't know how the enemy will do in terms of armor, but the crit bonus is significant enough and that we might want to keep it this way. Yeah, Scram can really get you out of trouble. That's the other thing. So we might even want to keep pretty much the same setup we had with him previously and get him up to Sniper 4 this time around. Now we'll definitely want one of the really big melee attackers. The invulnerability on Cornelius is very good. We might actually want to upgrade him to have 2 uses on the invincibility for the party. With Body Butter over there. I'm actually thinking we'll go with him as our melee, even though melee I think sometimes isn't that good on bosses. And it might be better to, you know, have a character really rush down with the double attack, like with the double down here. So if we pick up Cornelius instead, that would explicitly be for the invincibility, which, I mean, there's no star deduction on this map for it having some casualties, so I think we'll actually just go for some kind of rushdown strategy, using Poe with the square for double attack, and on Flanker 5 for that matter. Oh, do we want a Flanker 5 or do we want a lower level flanker to do this? Let's figure it out. Light Step, Nimble Feet, Penetrator, could be helpful if we have lots of ads to deal with. Not the most efficient cog-wise, but we'll replace Experience Badge with something else. And then Poe also has fireproofing built in, which is a bonus. So I think we'll keep Poe with this setup, but with something other than Experience Badge. We'll probably want heals. And actually with double damage boost and a tri-shooter, this might be really good. We might want to replace this with a better heal. Or even replace the aura. But let's see. Air 2, regeneration. Oh yeah, Air Stim is the one that is actually better because it's a free action. So we might just take the Air Stim here instead. And then I might replace one of these with a party heal. Even though Super Aura Booster is obviously very, very good. Against a boss, we don't care too much about opening doors, right? So, but that's okay. We're already on Engineer. Engineer 5, Field to Burn. Yeah, unless we want to build him on Flanker and swap around a little bit. And build somebody else like Cornelius on Engineer. Oh yes, that's right. We were considering that. But because, what is it? Brawler 5 gives you second wind. It's a boss though. Second wind is not going to be that great except against some additional enemies on the board. So yeah, I think we're going to swap Spartan over here. And then let's see. Yeah, go Spartan on her for the armor. And then we'll take some of the experience patches off. Siphoning Crossbow, yeah, Reaper's not going to be too good here, I think, against the boss. We'll take Chimney, Wesley, Poe, Kristen. I think that'll be... Oh, we don't have a sniper if we have to set up, though. I like having snipers. Let me think about this. We might rethink this. But these two have the double attack. It's got a massive area attack and tons of grenades. Maybe we can go without a sniper this time. I usually really like having a sniper though, just because the damage is so good. Or we could do what we did previously and... Oh no, okay. I was thinking, you know, build her as a sniper? I don't know. But... yeah, the matchstick for the burn effect might be good, but we have a burning weapon. I think we'll just take these four. The burning grenade launcher. Box of grenades. We actually have the further grenade that'll do even more damage if we want to load up on more grenades. But let's check this. Yeah, we don't have squeeze on him yet, so we'll think about this. I think we actually wanted fireproofing on him because he's tossing grenades everywhere. So yeah, Super Aura Booster, Air Stim, Titanium Casings. So we'll have 2 heals up. Who else is on Engineer? This crew. Almost nobody. Only thing is we'll be a light on heals unless we take Beacon in as the sniper. So let's take a look at this. Yeah. Maybe we replace one of these. So we have... again, I think maybe Brawler is not so good against a boss. So we can go with maybe these 4. And that makes more sense. Which means we can move Fireproof Boots onto somebody else, and Alloy onto somebody else as well. Potentially. Or just go maximally risky and not do that. Yeah, we'll go with that. I don't know how tightly we'll pack the party together for Aura Booster to be worthwhile, but... do we go for like the group heal or something? I don't know. Just thinking about this. Too many units and not enough to put them on, basically. Too many units to work with. Well, I mean, you know, it's fun to have like a 5-unit mission from time to time like we'd had elsewhere. Oh, we also do need to shoot off the hat at some point, right? So yeah, it makes sense to go sniper. At least for that. And then grenades can remove ads. And then we'll have 2 characters that are a little bit closer. So yeah, we'll maybe put heals on here. Oh, you know what? His heals are already a free action. That's why we don't use the air stim with him. That's why. It makes sense to instead use something like the targeted repair or regeneration field. Heal 1 each turn for 6 turns. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Might be a bit slow against a boss. And then we can go with the heal here, perhaps. Oh, scopes. I forgot that we could just... Yeah, actually, we don't have snipes on the square here. We should definitely go scope. Except crit doesn't really synergize with this. So let me think. So many choices. Grenades, boots. The aim is still great, though. Even if we're not getting much off the crit. And indeed, yeah. Yeah, the aim is still going to be good. Okay, I think then we're set up. And we'll take these 4. A little bit light on heals. We'll have heals off both of these too. And I think I like most of our configuration here. With amped up and the rest. We might actually want some of the friendly fire reduction. Actually, since we're going grenade heavy this time. Is there something we'd like to take off of that? We can probably reduce movement for this one then. Go with sidestep instead. Yeah, I feel like we want the friendly fire protection. Wherever possible for this party setup. So, let's see. Is there one that we can take off here as well? I don't really want to take off sidestep though. Yeah, we can... I mean, within reason. Or just, you know, go cog chain and really just pile everything on. Get 3 additional abilities and nimble feet. Boom boom fortify, I don't know. Let me take a look here. Yeah, this we've just added every possible ability on him, so no choices to make here. Yeah, I think we'll go with this. These 4. Wesley, Tristan, Poe, Beacon. Okay. And we'll see how this does. We're taking a couple of capped out classes here, but we'll see. Oh, no, forgot to upgrade a character. Let's do that. Let's choose who. Probably Poe, actually, because the damage reduction on the boss, particularly from someone who's a little bit exposed, will be very, very good. Yeah, Wesley, that's more for clearing the room. Slippery is going to be the one here, I think. We're just choosing between these 2 for this party, so yeah, definitely this, because incoming damage from the boss is an issue. Okay. Now let's go. Finally. And yeah, we have to remember to steal the hair, so Go to loadout and start. We have the weapons we want. Square, yeah. And then we'll stay with Deadshot because of the crit. And we'll stay with Tri-Shooter, even though maybe we had some better options, but no, we'll go with this. What's all this now? Commoners causing commotion at our lord's private palace. Hush up and show some respect. Rebel Spencer. Lanyard. Anyway, they're going to be a distraction. We'll sneak in, we'll fight. He's all chrome and he's all brass. We've come to kick Lord Piston's Bass? Anyway. Alright, the guards are thoroughly occupied. Sneak in and we will fight. There we go. Oh ho, what's all this ruckus? Is it the delivery of the petrol juices I ordered for the VIP party? Certainly not, you scoundrel. Wow, you look really awesome, but we're still here to kick your butt. This will make for an afternoon of grand entertainment. Wipe that smile off his face. Oh yes, glow rod. Because we've picked up 2 so far, we're going to camp right by an explosive. That isn't wise, perhaps. Which will give you a surprise or two. Guard. Okay, so alarm. I mean, we didn't know what kind of boss it would be. We just knew that in the previous zones, you know, we had some big bosses that gave us some issues with things like brawlers. Everybody's going to be armored. We will need to take out turrets. We're going to be fine. Let's see what we can do here. Poe with a double shot on him right away. I mean, he's going to stay up for the whole map, so there's no real question of being able to take out the armor by other means. We just need to shoot it down. And we need to get away from this barrel as soon as we can. Let's see what we'll do with the explosive attack on Wesley. If we can actually get something decent going with grenades, you know, like once we get out of here, which will take out the melee attacker potentially. We can also just blow up his cover on this side. That might be good, except I might want to consider using grenades for other purposes as well. 1.18, sorry, 11 to 18, what am I talking, 1.18? 11 to 18. Oh, also notice that you can hit the chandelier and drop fire on him. If we can get a good deflection off the chandelier and onto his head. Which might actually work. Just rush him down. We'll need to take out turrets though, and we need to make sure the turrets aren't going to catch me. Which means these two will need to get out of the way. So Tristan can do quite a few attacks here on turrets, perhaps. Maybe take out 2 turrets and then shoot to the left or something. If there's a way to buff him up this turn, we should do it. We have like a Warcry or anything else. Penetrating attack is good too. Yeah, okay, Tristan's going to come up here first. He's going to get behind cover. He's going to pot this turret and then maybe get an additional attack down here. Or maybe an attack to the side and hit the chandelier. Yeah, actually I like that. Let's see. 5 to 7. He'll need to do 2 shots against this. Burn that, take it out. And then we'll see about this attack. 5 to 7 is not going to take out that guy, so we'll just Go over Chandelier. Burn him immediately. Okay. Next, Poe. Poe can wheel and deal and probably take out the turret as well. I don't know if we want to risk sitting under this Chandelier. Maybe that's not the best idea, but in terms of movement, we can definitely get pretty far, and then maybe even get a sidearm shot done too, which would give you a back shot, perhaps, against something like this guy. Which means that we should, in fact, go up there for wheel and deal and try to take out both on the left side. Yeah, a bit risky to be under Chandelier here, but if we take everything else out, we might be fine. Sidearm attack on one and shotgun attack on the other. So, here, and then here. Good, turret's down. Melee attacker's not going to hit us this turn. So we probably should get into a better position for this, but let's go. Do we want perfect aim here? Well, let's see. We're kind of close to a barrel right now. I feel like we want to get into a better position. Maybe spread out a little bit, although right now we have an aura, which, if we're amped up, we should fire while we're in amped up. Yeah, we can probably get a headshot off here. That'll do 18. Power shot, perfect aim. Yeah, we can always just scram out of this afterwards as well. The question is, do we want to be so close to explosives? And I kind of feel like the answer is no. But, you know what? Let's fire from here. And maybe even go power shots as well, unless we want to save it for special circumstances. No, we don't. We'll just fire. And let's just sway this over. 19. Okay. So, we've got 2 attacks available. And go box of grenades over on the side and just hit him, and then we can move for the next attack. We'll take out his cover. This is too easy. I feel like there's got to be a phase 2 or something. And then we'll move back potentially to get from a little further. We don't want to get caught by the blast. But I think maybe this position could work. Let's do this. We're still on amped up. And then right in the face. Wow, that is quite a deflection. Stealth back here. He's going to be right behind a burning barrel though, so maybe we don't even care too much. We do need to get flushed out of this position though, and Beacon is stunned and unavailable moving. However, I mean, yeah, no, that's dangerous. It'll blow everybody up. Let's think about how we can... Oh, you know what? We can blow up the cover. Potentially. We might want to get out of here first to do that, though. And then blow up the cover, and then maybe lob a projectile down low. So, let's do that. Alternatively, blowing up the cover can also just apply to the explosive over here, which might work just as well. What we can do, though, is come over here and sidearms on cooldown. However, Penetrator could hit both. We don't want to stand next to the barrel necessarily, but we could... we could go hidden explosives here this round. I want to see how well this works, because then we can at least try to disable this guy. Oh, it doesn't blow the cover, though. You can use it as a point, but you can't do much else with it. Now, we better get down here and try to do some perfect back shots right next to this exploding barrel, then. Not great. Perfect aim. Yeah, a few shots will do. Back shot with the backbiter will pierce the armor, so 2 shots will do it. And then let's see if we can get a good deflection any further. Let's see. Ooh, that's almost decent. Maybe this will deflect somehow. No, not really. We might have to forego the 3rd shot here unless there's a really good place for us to hit. Okay, no. Aim line shows you how far it's going to deflect. That and no further. We'll go perfect aim. I don't want to miss this one. Hit. And then Poe can do the double attack this turn. I probably want to do it from behind cover. Okay. Double shot and this way. Not going to get the backbiter bonuses, but it'll be good enough. Oh no, you're making a mess of my beautiful palace. And phase 2. Super armored. It's okay. We got lots of armor penetration. What deflection? Yeah, so Lovestruck freezes you in position. We're going to have to deal with that once per turn, basically. And not much else we can do with that. We should probably hit that chandelier up top. Deadly on that guy. Okay, so he's up here. We should take a shot to drop the chandelier. We should also hit the exploding barrel with one. I think definitely Tristan comes up here and does a series of shots. One on the barrel, one up top, and then we'll see from there what happens. Also, we'll have a free repair action. Which I may want to use this turn. But maybe once we get a beacon up in position as well. Which will not happen just yet. I want to burn to heal this turn? I don't know. Let's consider that. When we know where we're going with all these turrets. Yeah, the thing is the turret is also going to hit this barrel. We just don't know what the turn order is going to be for some of this stuff. So it makes sense for Poe to come back here and do a sidearm plus a standard shot to take out the turret. So we at least get rid of that point of uncertainty. Like come back here and blast it twice. Which means we should actually drop the heal this turn. Better to do the regeneration field, I think, in case we get hit. this turn, so. What do you think about that? Then maybe we want to reposition like up here with wheel and deal. Then, well, I mean, somebody's got to take out the thing here. 10 to 17 will actually take it out, actually, and this is the only turret we're concerned about. We should, in fact, just take this one. Like that. And payback will heal. And we'll get hot reload. So then we'll blow up this barrel. We'll do the group heal from wheel and deal up here. Right up in this position. Put on regeneration field. Oh wait, I thought heals were supposed to be free, right? On him? Or was I wrong? Repair items can be used as free actions. I thought so. It doesn't say it's free. Better not be wrong. Okay, no, it's not free. Oh, maybe it doesn't count as a repair item? I don't know. That's unfortunate. Okay. In that case, we'll hit the barrel. And if we can... penetrating attack and would in fact probably do it. Let's see. Okay, that's unfortunate because it spoils a couple of plans here. Let's go penetrator then. And yeah, penetrator will actually hit like this. And just wipe that guy out. And yeah, as expected, we'd need the heal on our healer. Who's going to be stuck in the fire this turn, unfortunately. Yeah, if it doesn't stay free action, we should assume it's not a free action. We messed that up quite a bit with the heal abilities. Okay. Slight trouble here. This is an obvious grenade location and we should take it. Grenades on cooldown. However, we do have all this that we can do as long as we take out the turret as well. We should actually move to a location with... Well, I mean, this is totally uncovered, but at least it's not in turret range. If we can take out the turret, actually, then we can grenade these three. Get over here. Double shots. It might not do enough. It might be off by one. Which means we should sidearm it first. Just to be safe. Then from this position, I'm still able to grenade everybody. I hope. Actually, hidden explosives. Take that out slightly as well, because yeah, these will take 10 damage to take down. But we have that. We have so much, in fact. Okay. Then, can we get a shot? We might just want to shoot the turret. And then once we've cleared the board, we'll be in much better shape for our next turn. I think we might benefit from clearing the turret. And get into a position where, I mean, it cycles through each of these units, right? Like in terms of the character being frozen, and so it makes a certain amount of sense to maybe move this turn like over here and then try to get a straight shot. Actually, let's just try to shoot the turret. Minus 16, though, with focus. We better do this just in case. Not taking chances. When it comes to how back attacks or crits are calculated against us. Yeah, so it's deflection attack, and the first one it hits. We'll do that, but it does kind of rotate between our allies. So remember, we have to steal Piston's hair as well. We need to get that shot at some point. We need to stop burning. And then we'll also do maintenance protocol with the 4 of us. Here, oh, with 4 points here. Unless we want to move everyone down to a group heal. I think we'll just do it now, though.